So I've always loved writing, and just as some background, I was both in addition to kind of doing science, I got degrees in both biology and theology when I was an undergraduate, and I've always
Oh.
been fascinated by the interaction between how the world works and what the meaning of it is. And so as I've really developed, a lot of the neurotechnology around brain-computer interfaces, I wanted to think about not just the technology itself in the gee whiz fashion, but also really how does this affect us as human
Hmm.
beings, and how does this affect our interactions with other peoples, and again the whole social and human fabric. And I think one of the great ways to really think about the future is not in the form of a lecture, but in the form of a story. And I think
Mm.
stories really convey the depth of a human experience, so people can truly experience it for themselves and ask themselves, and see the problems and the issues in their own terms because they interact with it almost as if they're interacting with another person. I was having a few beers in Seattle, listening to a Beck song, and I even remember the song "Scarecrow." Um,
Hmm.
the lyric was, "The devil's trying to take my mind," and I remember I was sitting with some friends and we were just talking science and geek stuff. And again, that for some reason that song and that devil trying to take my mind, the notion of possession and somebody kind of taking over, really, as we were talking about some of the neuroprosthetics, really struck home. And so, that was 7 years ago, and then I think I finally finished the book 5 years later, and it took around 2 years to finally move it through the publishers. One thing that being a neurosurgeon taught me is to prioritize. So
Hmm.
I really, every day that I, start off my day, I really think about, what I want to accomplish for that day and what I want to accomplish for that week. And I really think that, in every couple weeks, I really actually take time from an introspective standpoint to think about, okay, where am I going with whatever it is that I'm doing in my life, generally speaking, and really, what goals do I have, as they translate to day by day and week by week. And that really helps me structure my day because I really, I'm always wearing different hats and going between different things. And I think the more you can kind of take some, moments and, really think about, what it is that you want to do with yourself, your life, and then really work that into a plan, has really helped me maintain balance because, certainly, again, prioritizing my family
Hmm.
is important, my science is important, taking care of my patients is important. And again, it's always a careful interplay so that any too much of any one of those makes the other one suffer. So it's always kind of a juggling act.
Hmm.